Today's dhyan, today's sermon is entitled Having a Belief in Your Own Self. Believe in your own self. And therefore today, we examine very briefly today, why is it that some people fall short of that target? Many times we hear people justifying where they are in life. Babaji, don't you know? Don't you know where I was born? I was born in this community. And the routine, the expectations of children born in this community, or this country as a matter of fact, that's what it is. Panditji, can't you see that I'm a handicap? I have one arm, or I have a limitation in some physical limitation. Can't you see that based on this handicap, I can't do what other people typically can do? Panditji, don't you know what my resources are? I don't have the abundance of money as other people do. Can't you see that that is my limitation? You know what? Kalahi karmahi ishwarahi mitya dosh lagai. We're told that sometimes people blame time, space, cause, circumstances, government. Ishwarahi mitya dosh lagai. Even God sometimes we blame for the circumstances in our life. Panditji, it is God, Bhagwan se kripa se, God wanted to be like that. Have you ever heard people say this? Bhaiya, why don't you improve your lot in life? Why don't you teach yourself a new trade? Why don't you learn a skill? Children, why don't you do this? God wanted so. That's why I am like this, because God wanted so. That is a simple escape route that suggests that God has a limitation, or has set a limitation on our life. Devotees, God has sent us into this world with greatness, to achieve greatness, and to give greatness to this world. God didn't send us here with limitations. God didn't send us into this world thinking that you will only have just a little contribution to me. God has allowed us an opportunity. God has sent us into this world with a gift, with certain special gifts. Nigel and Shivani and all the children of our temple, and even the Aji who is celebrating her 73rd birthday today. God has sent you into this world to give something. And to give what? To give of your greatness. Devotees. Sometimes I hear people wanting others to validate their shortcomings in life. They are doing themselves the greatest disservice. You know what? I hear people going, and they're living their normal life, everything is going good. Sherry, everything is going well in their life. And then they come across this individual. And this individual looks at them in the eye and says, Are bhaiya, I can just look at you and I know something is wrong. And you would say, but bhaiya, nothing wrong, I am good. And I've seen this happen already. And the person says, no, I can see something in you. Something is going to happen, something is wrong. Something negative is going to happen to you. And like this, all of a sudden, if you are not strong enough, you would say, Are bhaiya, maybe this man knows what he's talking about. Something bad really going to happen. And you go and you throw a lot of resources to fix what could be going wrong in life. Understand, I'm not talking about astrology, I'm not talking about those scientific things. I'm talking about people who just are so weak that any trigger in society, any trigger in the environment allows them to lose belief in their own self. All the while, things are going well. And the minute somebody says, bhaiya, tomorrow, be careful, something I can see, I had this feeling, something will go wrong in your life. So if tomorrow when you get up and rain fall, you would say, bhaiya, that fella was good. See, rainfall today. He had a vision. And therefore, the point I'm making is, when you live your life, you must have a conviction. You must have a belief in your own life and what you are about and what you want to become. So strong that nothing in your environment, no circumstances, whether it's an accident, whether it's illness, whether it's financial shortcomings, those things are cyclical. Some people say cyclical, or it's cyclical. Meaning, in life, there are surfs, and there are turfs, and there are depressions. And in the same way, sometimes things go very well. There are also things that disappoint us. Negative things that happen. Remember the sadhu with the ring? When he gave the king this ring, he said, this will solve all the problems in your life. Sometimes you would think you are happy, and then there are other moments you are sad and distressed. And the sadhu wrote inside, engraved inside a ring, and he gave it to the king. He said, King, whenever you are happy, look at this ring. And when you are sad, also look at the engraving in the ring. And when the king looked at the ring, what was written inside of it? This too shall pass. This too shall pass. Whether you are celebrating, this too shall pass. And even when you are experiencing difficult times, also remember, this too shall pass. But if you have belief in yourself, if you have belief in the vision that you have for yourself and your family, my friends, that concept of when things are positive or negative, you also know that within the deep-seated impressions of your mind, that your belief system will take you through, because the positives and the negatives, these too shall pass. Today, my friends, I remind you that the greatest disability that somebody can have. Anyone can tell me? Anybody can tell me what is the greatest disability someone can have? Huh? Lloyd is saying no legs. Anyone can tell me? What is the greatest disability? Son? He says to die. Well, that's not a disability. That's a milestone. That is something that must happen. The greatest disability is not the loss of a leg or legs. The greatest disability that any individual can have is the disability in the mind. And that greatest disability is when you think, I cannot do something. That is the greatest disability. Remember the saying, if you think you can do something, you are right. And if you think that you cannot do something, you are also very right, very correct. And therefore, the greatest disability that an individual can have in his or her life, it is the disability of the mind and the thinking that sets limitations for himself or herself. I take you to Lanka Kand in Tulsi Krita Ramayana, where a powerful character reminds us about the ability of believing in oneself. Who is he? Please chant with us. Kavan sukaju katin jag mai. Shri Ram Jaya Rama, Shri Ram Jaya Rama, Jaya Jaya Rama, Shri Ram Jaya Rama, Jaya Jaya Rama. Ram kaaj lagi, Ram kaaj lagi, avtara sunat hi bhani parvat tara. Shri Ram Jaya Rama, oh Shri Ram Jaya Rama, Jaya Jaya Rama, Shri Ram Jaya Rama, Jaya Jaya Rama. Shri Ram Jaya Rama, bolo Shri Ram Jaya Rama, Jaya Jaya Rama, Shri Ram Jaya Rama, Jaya Jaya Rama. Ram kaaj lagi tab avatara. When Jambavan awakened the power, the vision, the strength, the inner strength, the potential of Hanumanji, do you know what Hanumanji's words were? Hanumanji, when he was instructed, you should be the one to go from the southern tip of India to Lanka to find out about the well-being of Sita Devi. Can anyone tell me what Hanumanji's words were? The first words that came out of Hanumanji's mouth was? He didn't say, Jambavan or Shri Ram, I would try. He didn't say, let me see how it will look. Let me see how things will work out. He didn't say that. Hanumanji said, I will go to Lanka. I will. Not I think and I'll try and I go see and I go lay no or call me now, text me, I go lay no. Hanumanji said, I will go. And those words are so very carefully chosen by Tulsidas in that he shows the conviction, he shows the belief that Hanumanji, through the blessings of God, not by himself, through the blessings of God, Hanumanji believed, he knew that he could go to Lanka. Prabhu, I will go to Lanka. That is conviction. When you wake up in the morning, my friends, what do you say to yourself? What is the conversation do you have with your own self? Lord, I don't know what today will bring. Absolutely not. Today, Lord, I start my day thanking you in advance for blessing me with the abundance that will come my way. You know what, my friends? Even when there are disappointments, you should also treat that in the same way. Because the disappointments are opportunities waiting to happen. Sometimes we go through life and we think that there are so many adverse things that happen. You know what, my friends? Life sometimes, the human mind is sometimes conditioned to focus only on what is wrong as opposed to giving thanks for what is right in life. God has created a beautiful balance in this world, so much so that He has favored the good people. There is more good in this world than bad, I assure you of this. There is more good in this world than bad. Where we get sidetracked is when we hear about the one or two episodes of negative things. You see, the bad people are noisy. The bad people don't stay bad and quiet. Bad people announce their presence. And I reminded you on Diwali Day that evil will prevail when good people sit idly by and do nothing. And therefore, my friends, there is more good in this world. And as a good person that you all are, you must stand up and allow yourself to make a difference. Why? Not when you are shaken by the negative things in society, but stand up in the midst, especially when there are negative things in your life. Dig deeper. Dig deep inside of your life and find the strength that God has blessed you with. Find the strength that is within you to ensure that you live your life that is always on purpose, believing that you know why you are here. I would like to call a name that I'm sure all of you would have heard. Is there anybody here in this audience that has not heard the name Dr. Wayne Kublalsi? Is there anyone? And I say this with utmost respect. I am making this example not because I support what he's doing, nor am I criticizing. On this platform, I am making this comment to show you an individual who is standing for something that he believes in. Whether you like it or not. Every single person in this country, when I said call that name, even the child laughed. Because the child knows the storyline that goes with it. But what I am about to share with you, it is not a laughing matter. It shows you an individual who has a belief in something. An individual who is willing to die, no matter what people are saying. That person has made such a statement, not only in his family, not only in his community, not only in Trinidad, but the BBC, international news, have placed a focus over this storyline in terms of this man standing for something that he believes in. My friends, you and I should ask ourselves this question, not about Dr. Kublalsi. He is standing for what he thinks is right in his life. But ask yourself in your life, what is it that you are standing for? What is it that you believe in? What is it you are willing to get up and do something about? What is it you are willing to take up your danda and defend? What is it? And you must ask yourself this question. What is it that I have a belief in? That I am willing to stand up and fight and protect it because I know it is the right thing to do. It is the truth. It is my truth and it is my vision. Devotees, you must look at your life, not circumstances, not other people, But look at your life with that conviction. Whatever it is you want, you must believe that you are entitled to it. God performs His best work through you. God wants you to succeed. God didn't send anyone into this world so that they can be disheartened and downtrodden. That is our own choice. And that is why I said the biggest disability is the mind, not the body. And therefore, when you have a vision for yourself, don't set that vision short. If you want to be a businessman, set yourself a target to be the biggest, best, most prominent businessman. Don't say, I want to just have a little parlor. If that's what you want, you will get that. But if you have a vision for yourself, stretch your vision. If you want to be a musician, set your targets to be the best. If you are a teacher, know that your best lecture is yet to come. Because God allows His glory, God allows His best work to be performed through you, my friends. And how does that happen? When you believe that, when you know that, and you live your life in such a way that you are an instrument of God. When you do that, my friends, you believe in yourself. You see, for those devotees who are looking at this broadcast, you would see a line that says, believe in yourself. And those words have two words that are highlighted. In the word believe, the word B-E is highlighted. And in yourself, the word Y-O-U is highlighted. Because when you believe in yourself, it means that you need to be you. When you be you, when you understand who you are, when you have a vision for yourself, and you do what is required, and you throw your resources and your conviction at that, I guarantee, my friends, God will allow you to see your best days through you. Through your vision and allowing your resources to live and create abundance. So, going back to the name Dr. Kublal Singh, don't criticize him if you don't understand him. It may seem rhetoric, it may seem cynical, it may seem sinister, but in the same way that we can criticize Dr. Kublal Singh, there are many in society who are criticizing government for their response. But don't look at the issue, look at the conviction that a person is willing to stand for and stand by in his life. Ask yourself, how am I? What is it that I believe in? And what is it am I willing to give to society to make a difference? Because I was here. Today, I would like to conclude my message. Sunil, could you take off the three switches together? I would like to conclude my message this morning by bringing your attention to the screen. And I want you to really, you may have seen this video here many years back, but I think it is very important. When it comes to understanding the true disability being the mind, nothing in this world is impossible. Once the mind can fathom it, the human being can achieve it. Please look back, enjoy, and reflect on your life as you look at this very powerful video.
I wasn't ready. I have no arms and no legs, but I'm very thankful that I have my little chicken drumstick head. People freak out when they see me for the first time. It's so cool. I was at a water slide all by myself. Everyone obviously at the bottom of the slide is looking up and waiting for other people to come down. And here I come, and they're freaking out. They're like, you know, like this. And I was so tempted to look at myself and go, what happened? You know? There were times where I sort of looked at my life and thinking, well, I can't do this and I can't do that. And you keep on concentrating on the things that you wish you had or the things that you wish you didn't have. And you sort of forget what you do have. And there's no point, I believe, in my life where I wish I had arms, legs, I wish I had arms, legs, I wish I had arms, legs, and vision won't help. But what I've seen in life are just a couple of key principles, and the first thing that I've seen is to be thankful. It's hard to be thankful, man. I tell you, when I was 8 years old, I sort of summed up my life and thought, I'm never going to get married. I'm not going to have a job. I'm not going to have a life of purpose. What kind of a husband am I going to be if I can't even hold my wife's hand? It's a lie to think that you're not good enough. It's a lie to think that you're not worth anything. can't feel my hands. I love life. You know, so many people come and say, how come you smile so much? And I'm like, well, it's a long story. but it's very serious at the same time. You see, it's very hard to smile sometimes in life. There are things that happen that you don't know and you don't understand. And you don't know if you're going to get through it. You know, you go through your storms in life and you don't know how long the storm's going to be. And today I want to share with you some principles that I've learned in my life that you can use in yours. Being patient is beautiful. I'll tell you, it's the hardest thing. But I realize I may not have hands to hold my wife's hand. But when the time comes, I'll be able to hold her heart. I don't need hands to hold her heart. You know, it is scary to know how many girls have eating disorders. It is scary to know how many people are just angry at life because of their situation at home and angry at others. It's scary to know how many people actually feel like they're worth nothing. Every single girl right here, right now, I want you to know that you are beautiful. You are gorgeous just the way you are. And you boys, you're the man. On this DVD, I share my experiences in life of how I've overcome challenges and seen a new, fresh perspective in life. To be thankful, to dream big, and to never give up. I speak to children, youth, and adults about key issues and principles that I've applied in my life that has given me the strength to conquer all that comes before me.
कभी प्यासे को पानी पिलाया नहीं, बात अमृत पिलाने से क्या पाएगा. Please join with me in singing this one verse of the song. कभी